do a little creative studio, pottery studio, teeny tiny studio tour. Right now I'm just doing a little opening shift real quick. I have 2 girls coming in the morning, and once they come in I'll head out, and then I'll give you guys a little tour of my teeny tiny creative corner of the world. I have my little ice cortado. It looks really huge, but it literally comes up to here, and I put extra ice, and then I put more ice on top of that once it melts. Okay, I have to make cookies before I leave. Oh my gosh, do we have chocolate chips? No. Hello everyone, again, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Steph. I own a coffee shop, and I love to do pottery and art and drawing and painting and just all of the things. I would say I am kind of just like an overall entrepreneur. I just love thinking of new ways to make things that make people happy, and I guess selling them for sustainability. Today, I opened up the shop this morning. I was there for a few hours, just got it ready for the rest of the day, made some cookies, and now I'm here. My goal for this video is to kind of give a mini tour or like a glimpse of my creative space. It's funny, I don't think you guys have ever gotten this, this view of the room. It's always like the other way around. But yeah, I have a mini studio, a mini pottery and art studio in my 1-bedroom apartment. So our bedroom is like in the living room, and the kitchen is closed off, so it's kind of like this cute little studio situation. That means that the actual room itself in the apartment, we turned into kind of like an office and studio space, which we share. Yeah, I know you guys always see this side of the room, but there is a whole other side of the room. So it's a small space. It's, definitely taken a lot of creativity to put things places in a way that makes sense, in a way that makes it, usable. This is also the room that I like get ready in, like my dresser's here, and my vanity and my makeup is over there. The reason I wanted to do this mini tour is because I have exciting news that over my mom's house, the room that I lived in before I moved out was the top floor is like this whole attic with these really cute vaulted ceilings, its own bathroom. It's pretty much the size of a whole, like the whole length of the house. Yeah, when I left that place, it was very bittersweet because it was nice to be on my own, but it was also like I was giving up like the best room of like my life. After I moved in 2018, they had a family friend like move in and live there, and he's been living there for the past 6 years. When did I move out? I moved out in 2019. I was 26. I turned 27. Yeah, I moved out in 2019. So he's been living there for the past 6 years, and he's finally moving out, which means the space is vacant. I already talked to my mom, I talked to my stepdad, and they said that it is okay for me to finally move back in, but not like living wise, but like my pottery studio and my art studio, and it's gonna be awesome because the space is so cool. Yeah, it's like so exciting. And yes, I will be paying rent, but it's totally fine. But yeah, without further ado, here is my little creative nook. I don't know how to do this. I'm just gonna show you stuff. So this is the basic layout of everything. I have the Ivar IKEA shelving that I love using here because it's so versatile. You can like move things around, and over here I was able to leave like a little space for me to sit here at my pottery wheel. So we have pretty much the pottery corner. This is where I do my throwing, trimming, obviously. All of my finished work goes back here. A lot of it's different, like these are greenware, which hasn't been fired yet. I have a lot of bisque from the last time I did a firing that I didn't have enough space or time, I guess, to glaze and put in a glaze fire. So it's nice having those, knowing that I can just glaze them. Up here, I have a bunch of unfinished paintings. Like, these are all unfinished. I have that one, I have another one behind that, this one, and this one. Yeah, I'm really good at like starting paintings, but I'm not very good at finishing them. This is pretty much my whole water system. First, when I'm throwing, I'll use one of these buckets. I have one here. I'll use one of these buckets, and I try to keep the clay separate, so like they're labeled. But yeah, so when I throw, I have this bucket that when I'm done, I'll put a lid on it so that the water can separate from the clay, and the clay that's at the bottom, I can reuse, I can reclaim it and use it again. I think I'm definitely gonna do a whole new like cleanup with me video once I move into the new space. But like here I have, this is all white reclaimed clay, and I have brown clay. This one's cleaning water, which is super important because if you have a home studio, you can't just dump your water down the sink. Like, in order to clean everything, yeah, it's crazy in there. In order to clean everything, I'll like take a big sponge and I'll basically use this as my sink. Oh my god, it's gross. I'll use this as my sink and like wash everything and like wring it out. And this water I will never reclaim because there's so much dust and like just random stuff and random bits of clay and whatever is in here. So after I clean everything, even my tools, I'll like throw my tools in here and like rinse them. Just like a preliminary rinse, because once I get all the clay off, I'll like rinse them again with clean water. So I would let the water separate. So like the bottom would be like thick clay and the top would be all water. And then I'll just dump, I'll like do my best to like pour the top out. And then what's on the bottom, because it's so wide, I need it in like a more narrow bucket. So the slushy, clay, dusty water that's on the bottom, I'll put into a smaller container so that it separates more, and then I'll dump this out. And then after I dump it out, I'll eventually just dump out the last bits of clay and dust and dirt into the trash. But yeah, if like you want to see that, that process, I can definitely make a full video like just on that, because I also have like a lot of tips on what I do during the throwing process that helps me clean. Just things like cleaning in between every single pot. So I'll like throw the pot, So I'll like throw the cup or the bowl or whatever. And when I'm done with it, I'll wipe the inside of this so that it's not so crazy towards the end. And I've also taught myself how to throw with a lot less water than I used to when I started. So yeah, if you want to see that, let me know. This little corner has all of my glazes. Did I separate these? Oh yeah. So these are all pretty much high fire glaze. They have really, really pretty ones. I like, when I glaze my stuff, I love using like just a bunch of different colors. And just mixing them together. Whatever happens, happens. You know what I mean? Maybe we can make a video of that too, and just how I glaze stuff. I've really been loving the Celadon glazes because they mix so well. There's like Celadon and Potter's Choice. The Potter's Choice ones definitely have a lot of like different effects to them. Like when it comes to like texture and ridges and speckles and stuff like that. This one's probably my favorite, Blue Midnight. This one's great on like the speckled 112 clay because it's like these details but also the speckle. But yeah. Down here I have I have all of these different clear glazes because I was testing like what clear glazes worked best on my white stoneware. In the past I've had a lot of, oops. I just realized my microphone is backwards. Oh my god. Great, well, I hope you don't mind that the whole first quarter of this video is like weird. Yeah, so I got a whole bunch of clear glazes because I found a lot of crazing in some of my work. I used this. So I basically tested these. Let's see if we can. Yeah, so I tested like different clear glazes over underglaze. And some of them, you can tell, like really changes the actual color of the underglaze. Some of them, this one kind of gave me like a little like bubbly finish. Like if you, I'm gonna try to zoom in on this, but you can see that's super bubbly. This one is another one that changed the colors. HF9, what was wrong with this one? Nothing was really wrong with this one. The HF9 I think was really good. I think that's the zinc free. Yes, HF9 is Amico's zinc free. So this one goes really well with Amico's underglazes, obviously. And then there's this really tiny sliver. I don't know if you can tell. This is Mixing Clear, also by Amico. Crazy is the little cracks that happen inside the glaze. That makes it not food safe anymore. But yeah, this Mixing Clear is the one that I use. This area is basically my desk area. This is where I eat noodles and rice. This is where I do any laptop work, like for the coffee shop, where I make a schedule, do payroll. I have like my planner and all my pens and things here. So yeah, this is just a cute little area to kind of just lock in and do my stuff. Here, I like this table. I love this table because it's so like deep, and yeah, I just have some oil paint. Like oil paint wise, I learned the oil that you need. I got like this little linseed oil to go in kind of like process the oil paint before using it, which honestly I didn't know, so I'm glad I took that class because I never would have found that out. And the mineral that, you know, thins the oil paint and that helps you wash it, I put in here. Something I also learned from this class was they had these these jars, but they had like a metal coil in it. Like I couldn't find it at Michael's, so I just made one. I got a little jar and then I put, you can't tell it's in there. Oh, maybe. Yeah, I put a protein shake metal ball whisk in here so that when I take my oil brush, I put it in there and I can like go into the coils and like clean the brush off. So that I also learned in class. Yeah, I just have these little unfinished paintings. They're still very oily. I did these last night and they're not like, they're still They're like not even tacky. They're like wet. Like I can still use like I can still paint these. So that is a learning process. I think I use too much oil when I paint. So hopefully I'll be able to work on this tomorrow, because I probably could work on it today, but I'm just gonna end up smudging everything together. This little drawer area, I just have little like office-y supplies. Got some scissors. Oh my gosh, I've been looking for this. This is like the best. This is the Burt's Bees pomegranate. I have a bunch of Burt's Bees everywhere. Like I have the mint one and the plain one. But the tint on this makes me look so cute. Maybe I keep this here like specifically for my videos. But it's good to know that's here. I have all my underglazes here. So underglaze is the paint. Like underglaze are these colors that you paint on before you put a clear coat on it. So if you like doing like actual paintings instead of like glazing a pot one color, underglaze is really awesome. I just have a whole bunch of different colors. I really need to make test tiles because the paint doesn't always look like this in the very end. Yeah, like sometimes they end up darker, sometimes they end up lighter. Like this teal blue ends up being like super green, you know? So yeah, I have some gloves just in case. These help for when I'm glazing. They keep my hands clean. Just random art supplies. These I love. These are my little chalk pastels. I have some, ooh, did I just break that? No. I have some acrylic paints. Also one of my favorites, watercolor colored pencils. I've been using watercolor colored pencils, I think, since I was like 11. I got my first watercolor colored pencil set for Christmas. It was a used set, but when my godmother gave them to me, she was like, these are artist pencils. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm an artist. This is my handy dandy air purifier. I keep this on pretty much the whole time I'm like working in here. It does really well. It has a really nice big filter on the inside. This size I think is good for like a living room kitchen area, but I wanted this size in here to collect all the dust that's produced when using clay. This thing's awesome. I feel like it really does a really good job cleaning the air in here. This is a little, I forgot what it's called. Is it no? Oh, punch needling. This I punch needled when I was obsessed with fiber arts. So yeah, this is just a little artsy, homey touch to the space. This I feel like I have not utilized to its fullest potential. Right here we just have rolling pins. This is not really a rolling pin. This is just a big dowel that I got from Home Depot. Like it's a dowel. It's just used for building stuff. These are these also called dowels? Yes, but they're square dowels. Yeah, I use these for rolling out clay if you want to make plates or something. And these I use kind of as guards. So like I'll put these down and then the clay's in the middle so that when I'm rolling out, the clay never gets any thinner than, what is this, like a half an inch? 3/8 of an inch, yeah. So, and I think this is a good thickness for like just small trinket trays. This is my collection of tote bags. These are the tote bags that I use all the time. I have a bunch of other tote bags that don't ever see the light of day, but these are my all-time favorite ones. This is my camera bag that I pretty much use as my regular bag. This, oh my gosh, you can like see everything from here. I love like the lights. These are my wonky lights. This is my getting ready area. Got my hamper, dresser, all my makeup and stuff. Oh, this, I was literally showing this to you guys earlier and then I just put it back. Got all my little clippies. and my bandanas and stuff for work. All of the makeup I use is in this bag. These are all just extras. As for my kiln is in a friend of mine's garage, just the town over. But yeah, this is the space. I hope you guys enjoyed this little tour. It's not very big, but it definitely gets the job done. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I definitely love sharing like my processes in my space. I'm like super excited to finally move out of this space and kind of graduate from this space into the new bigger spot at my mom's house. I guess consider this video my creative studio part 1 and then I will kind of take you along my journey of creating and decorating and making use of the new space, and that will be part 2. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I am going to paint a few mugs and call it a day.